I was setting up the joke about it's stupidly hot in the US right now, and I was gonna try to be like, oh, Mega Man's in a hot location. I realized, like, this is the only setting we've seen so far that's in broad daylight, so I guess it's really hot at this jail? That's a little bit too real, for this stream, but, I am definitely stepping towards the gift shop today, because there are Mega Man levels there, and we must play them. Hope everyone here has been doing alright. Oh, okay, Upside Down Gravity Man. So, oh, you are an NPC to talk to. Okay. Welcome all the gravity job. You flip for these low prices. That's a pretty good one. What's with the paint job? What do you mean? Come on, people can change. Pay no mind to it. I simply want to try something different, that's all. And that's totally fair. There's costumes within this competition. Oh, I wanted to choose your other option. Collect royalties for how many of these simulations have used my likeness. From the Toy Empire. Taxes here are going to be brutal. Took over the Toy Empire from Springman. I don't know how you convinced him of that. Springman held on to the toy shop pretty strongly. Let's see. What's this? Bakery Man. Alright. Oh, wow. There's some zeros in fun. That's not a good sign. I like the teleporters, the up and down, the gift. It's actually pretty cute. Okay, I wanna talk, but yeah, I have to narrate more. I once dropped my keys into a vat of cake batter. Took me 45 minutes to find them all. Ruined the flavor of the keys. Flavor? Finding all the elements of tokens level took just as long, and you can't get them all in one bite, so to speak. Oh, great. Don't force your ghost to go back for seconds. It might be more appetizing to pick up what you missed from our pantry to the left. Fragile Man, difficulty is overcooked, abundance of death spikes and mean setups. Maybe they should have used damage spikes as a substitute, not that it would have helped my chip tooth though. Alright, well, I guess we're off to another marathon difficulty level at the very beginning. I'll say this, it's very pretty so far. The animations are nice, custom spriting on the blocky is cool, everything here is very cute. We got a falling platform unit introduced safely. That's nice. Hope everybody, you know, had a nice week. Don't mind current events. Not for, at least for now. I'm trying not to talk about them. But, you know, otherwise I did have a pretty good weekend overall. It was, largely, related to just... Oh, there's spikes up there. That was nice. I was largely just, you know, doing my video editing, put out a clip, which unfortunately the algorithm seems to have forsaken, but, you know, that's just how it is sometimes. It is going to bounce. Oh, I thought those were going to interact. And then I actually spent a little bit of time in Blender. Oops. See, this is what happens when you're talking. Spent a little bit of time in Blender, like, sharpening, or just practicing and working on the donut tutorial. I got a good bit further, actually. I managed to model, I was on, I believe, part 9 when I stopped streaming about it. I managed to model the plate as requested, although I did it in my own unique way. Oh, got confused. And I'm starting to actually feel a little bit confident in working in Blender. I can actually start doing things on my own and at least looking up tutorials to figure out shit. Like when I was making the clear plate in that, or sorry, when I was making the plate as requested in the tutorial, I decided that it would be a good idea, I had to fall there, to make a clear plate instead of or a somewhat clear plate instead of just a basic solid one, and I actually succeeded. Once I actually finish up, I need to stop talking. Once I actually decide to finish up my work in the Blender tutorial, I will post it to Twitter, of course. See, you know, everybody has to post their first donut interpretation, and I'm no different. I look forward to posting that. For right now, let's get back to Mega Man. Alright, fine. This level, Fragile Man was not kidding. This level is actually starting to get pretty difficult. Making me focus on not just the challenge in front of me, but the challenge slightly ahead of me. slightly ahead of in front of me. Okay. Alright, fair checkpoints too. Okay, sweets and alley of bread and butter. I like sweets. I'm not a big fan of bread. Let's go for sweets. I feel slightly cheated by the fact that there's donuts, but I guess that makes... I would classify donuts as sweets instead of bread. Let's see. Alright, so we have a slow gimmick as well as... Oh, these aren't conveyors. I thought that these were conveyors. Hello, there's a down arrow. Ow, there's like... invisible shit. Oh no, we know how well I did with invisible shit last time. Not very well. I got stuck in a level inside the Hadron Kaleidoscope forever because I couldn't comprehend invisible stuff. Alright. Ow, ow. Let's see. Anything else interesting happening lately? I mean, my weekend, no, it's just pretty standard outside. Just working on, you know, clips and Blender and stuff. Nothing really say there. Just focus on the Megaman. I will reiterate, though, this is a very, very pretty level so far. This is probably the best aesthetics I've seen, or that I feel like I've seen in the competition yet. Wait, what? Uh-oh. Okay. I'm pretty sure that that was... What happened there was that Megaman stood up after sliding, but because it was an oddly placed block, because it was a gimmick block, he got squished by standing. That's a unfortunate oversight to leave in your level. I don't know if it's possible to jump over that. It really doesn't feel like it. Okay, a little bit too tight for my tastes, but... Also, I understand the challenge. Man, that kind of hurts my eyes to look at. There's way too much flashing going on there. Don't let snails in pain. Oh, they weren't lying. Maybe they were. Come on. No pain? No, I found pain. Damn it. I wanted to make a liar out of them. I wanted to not find the pain. Why am I fighting the snail? How am I doing that fairly? I have so many other levels to get to. Okay, fall and then rise. Okay. Kind of a little rude to just jump scare an enemy on you like that. And then, oh, here's an invincible enemy. Skill. Definitely skill. Completely intended to do that. Oh, that's a very good resprite. I love that a lot. The angry chef, and you know he's a good chef because he's a little bit wide, as they say. Let's see. Is this the actual end of things? Oh yeah, I mean, if so, like, that, I wouldn't say that was too long of a level. Certainly. It was just, oh, kind of a lot to deal with. Oh, okay. Modified Pharaohman, I'm into it. Okay, and this is... Okay, that's solid from one end. Interesting. Oh, it's not quite the end. Alright, so that's not Bakery Man. Wait, that is Bakery Man. That is not Bakery Man. Oh my god. Okay, this would have been better in, what was that one stage? Fall. didn't expect it to actually blow me up. Is it like Decoy Man stage? I feel like that would have been better. At this point, now it's definitely too long. There was no need for that, and the gimmick was kind of... I don't know. There wasn't an established gimmick for it. Speaking of things that weren't established, that is not very clear that that is a spot where the Mizzle is going to jump out. Yes, I do see it that slightly down there, but so far all the arrows have actually been indicating, like, alternate pathways instead of, oh man, come on. That's brutal. All the arrows so far has been indicating alternate pathways of some kind, not suddenly here's Mizzles in your face. Is there anything to the right? No, there isn't. Okay. So, yeah, -1 for that. Oh, but why is there just a suspiciously one-tile-shaped hole here? It makes me want to jump down. I jumped down the other one instead. Okay, yeah, this level is getting a little bit too crazy with the difficulty. It's not completely unfair or maddening, but it's like, what was the previous stage that, me and Gambino were talking about? The military base? Yeah, military training base. Where, like, it's not necessarily too hard of a stage to beat. It has all the components necessary to make it not frustrating. However, it does have just too much instant death for a standard Mega Man level. And also, that jump is so tight on the way down. That is starting to border on, this is unfair. Because you have to get past the spike, but then also time it with enough grace to not land on the Eclair Mizzle. And one misclick, and you're dead. Yeah, I'm starting to feel Patchy and Ace Spark's fun 0 rating. I suppose another thing I did do this weekend was I'm just using utilities at this point. I don't care. I suppose one other thing I did do this weekend was read the Judge Manifestos a little bit. Or not the Judge Manifestos, the dev. Oh, of course you disabled your utilities. That's real nice. I read the post-mortem for MaGMML3. Not all of it, because I need to avoid some spoilers, but, if you're in the Discord and really into the whole community aspect of this thing, I'd recommend definitely giving it a read. It gives you some insight into, well, what took so long and what the current state of everything is right now. It is very much worth some context. Okay. Alright, now there's too many things going on screen. I'm feeling intimidated now. Rough jump, but not too bad. Are these things going to do something? What are they doing? I guess they just go upwards first? How are those different from the cakes? I don't think they are. Maybe they're slower? Okay, and now we're at just too many platform gimmicks. Oh my god, okay, and they're bouncy once they land. This is... Okay, again, cool. Let me move my mic a little. Cool level concept. Oh my god, there's so much happening. This is... Okay, get rid of you so I can focus on the token. I'll take the health. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, so... the obvious challenge is don't get crushed. Am I going to have best of luck? No, I don't think I'll have best of luck trying to slide under this one from the left. Well, maybe. If it just wait for it to time just right. Something like that. Okay, now I'm out of time. So when it looks... and then go. And now getting out of here alive, which I definitely want to do, because I don't want to do all this again. Okay, that probably maybe was the most amount of skill I've actually showed this stream. Oh, come on. I've seen this enemy so many times in this competition at this point. Even with the cake platforms, I'm a little sick of it. But I suppose that's not the level designer's fault. It is, I will say, very, as with everything has been so far, very cute redesign. The sprite work in this stage is fantastic. I can't say it enough, but... Okay, I guess we'll go to Suits Alley then. Did not need 4 branching paths in total. Little bit excessive at this point. I guess I don't have to look for tokens anymore, though. That's good. Alright. What are you? You're just like a weirder version of the baseball enemy from Strike Man stage. Oh my god. Come on. Bike dodging behind these? Really? I suppose it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's a little bit needless. Yeah, fuck that. Okay. Hop path is the way to go. That one doesn't even get off the ground until you get off of it. That's dumb. Also, we're very far removed from the concept of bakery, man, at this point. This doesn't make sense as far as being included in Bakery Man stage. Now all the pies and baked goods and enemies like that aren't seeming to fit in. Like, yes, these are still themed enemies, so they make a little bit more sense in this small section. Alright, well, I'm not doing the bottom path again. But the issue is that now we are very much outside of the idea of Bakery Man, which is what we were supposed to be focused on. Come on, get out of your suit. But this is just damaging me over time? Alright, come on. The original Mets were annoying enough. You didn't need to make them hurt more. Okay, and alright. Someone was really excited to show off like their artistic skills and the fact that they love Megaman, which I can appreciate, but also, wow. What a stage. This is absolutely a marathon. I don't feel cooled off at all. Careful. Alright, come on. Go fuck yourself with that one. How close the spikes are to the screen, I'm not going to read that. And then 2, even if you put careful there, that could be interpreted as a warning for the boss, not for the spikes. Already, the game is at the point where I'm kind of dragging my hand across my face to be like, am I really playing this? Like, sure, fun, tier 5, like, there's tier 4 levels I would rather be playing right now. This doesn't have much in the fun factor. And, yeah, no. I see the idea now down there after actually wanting to stand here for a second because I died, not because of a careful sign, that wasn't well enough, but I see the fact that, like, yes, suits below are kind of detailing where the spikes are, but, like, no. That's so rude. Also, I'm pretty sure I died in the middle of one of the first suit. Now, I guess that is where the spike is placed. That's still not cool. That's very cheap. Alright, so we kind of got a combination of Top Man and Saturn going on right now. I don't know why I dodged that way. That was not the right play. At least the Top Man tops keep you on your feet a little bit, but... Oh, I misplayed that. Oh, I never punished for it. It's fine. Alright. Goodness, that was not a necessary addition to your stage. It would have been fine, if a little bit difficult, if you just stopped a Bakery Man, but then they have Soup Bakery Man. Too much. Expect a brawl or two. I get it. I see. Brawl in the Family. Oh, I didn't know that there was a specific thing called Brawl in the Family. I just knew about Smash Brothers Brawl. Learning about so many cross-reference things playing this tournament. Like in the one enemy spam hell stage that is apparently similar to Megaman a little bit. I need to go now play those. Play that game. Okay. You can very quickly enough go and get the second energy element. It's not going to take a very long time. And then explore the bread and butter path as well. Yeah, I don't know. This is stronger on the fundamentals than a lot of other Mega Man levels, but there's just too much happening. Not just in terms of length, but also in terms of, like, oh my god, my eyes can't take all the information coming in to my brain at the moment. And also, like, there's starting to be a few too many platform gimmicks. And then, oh my god, why is the stage not ending? The stage has been going on forever. Why is it not over yet? That kind of thing. Focus. Okay. Alright, bread and butter, what you got for me? Slip hazard? Sure, I'll listen to that. Not. Oh, I get it, because it's buttery. Alright, that is, again, fundamentals and ideas and concepts on this stage, excellent. That is a great way to have an alternative to ice. And also, that's a really cool way to use this enemy, so that way it's more of an obstacle instead of a static obstacle instead of a moving one. Also, I will appreciate the ballerina Met that I did just absolutely blast before it even had a chance to get me. That is also a pretty cute use of it. I'm not sure if it's good necessarily, because there is some semi-randomness going on with its timing, and that's probably going to make it a huge pain to actually dodge if you just happen to trigger it at the wrong time and aren't ready to dispatch of it. Like this. Like, that went well, but I think there's always a good chance that it could have went really horribly wrong. Alright, just get this. Alright, not too bad for a token. Okay, that thing... I think I slipped on the butter, though it felt at first like that thing was actually sucking me in. Also, why are the croissants flying sparks at me? Doesn't make any sense. I think it would have made a little bit more sense at least. It looked like a powdered sugar machine or something like that. Then you could have argued, oh, well, it's throwing powdered sugar at you. Deadly powdered sugar. But I suppose one artistic nitpick is not the worst of this game's, or of this level's concerns. Okay, so this is the frog enemy from Mega Man 6. Gotcha. That's also the mean arena. don't know if I really want to go down all that way necessarily. Maybe the goon can take care of it? No, of course not. I suppose that is actually something I did within the last week. I found the alternate weapon palettes to use. And I did also find the butter platforms. Alright. That's just me trying to talk at the same time. It's not the game. I both found the alternative weapon skins, Eddie's cheats, and then I also found where the contest weapons lie, though I didn't actually engage with any of them besides the costumes, just because, you know, spoilers. Want to do things when it's in some fairness of linear order. Or at least see the bosses before I get their powers. Okay, no. I've had enough tricky platforming for one stage. Thank you. I'd like to move on. Hey. I didn't... Oh, okay. Well, I'll take that happy accident. Don't tell anyone that our goods aren't all freshly baked. Let me try that one again. Please don't tell anyone that our goods aren't all freshly baked. I'm gonna call Gordon Ramsay on your ass, and he is going to have such a field day with you. Yep. Old two-take crash, that's what they call me. If I don't get the joke right, I'll just do it again. It's no big deal. Alright. Also, this thing is cute, as I was saying earlier, but it is also kind of like, does suffer from the problem of one-use enemy syndrome. Like, don't do that if you're not gonna use the enemy multiple times. Or actually, you know, end the stage with it. This is probably the worst thing to fight oh, no, that is the weakness. Somehow I intuited that. Probably because it's also throwing very big 2x1 block items at me. So I figured, well, I also did the same to it. Oh, so it's just a completely fake energy element. That's rude. So wait a minute, I couldn't go this way when I played last time. So is it literally intended for me to have to do... Or is it just that this is a one-way? Oh, so that this is a one-way, so I have to go and do... God, I have to do the bottom path as well? Really? 3 bosses this stage? It couldn't have even been just 2? The person who made this is truly mad. Alright, it's no big deal, I can do this all again. After that part, it wasn't so bad. Although maybe this is a little bit worse than I would want to try and do again. Oh, I blanked. I didn't even register that there was something in there. That the bomb was there this time. It was in my blind spot. That is a very mean setup with the 2 pies attempting to crush you right there. I mean, like, that is very close quarters to just have to assume that I need to rapidly slide. Alright, do I need to fight this thing again? Is there... what's its actual weakness? Oh, really? I thought I could dodge out of the way of that. Now I gotta do this whole thing again. that's not the weakness. Then is Magna Shockwave going to be the weakness? No. Oh, that's right, it's a Met, so that makes sense. Break Dash? It's Break Dash, nice. I actually appreciate that. It's tricky to use. It does not completely trivialize this boss. Okay, now I gotta go to the other section with, oh god, even more enemies and more gimmicks and more unrelated. I mean, at least this is kitchen themed, but this is still excessive and far away from the original idea of Bakery Man. Again, super cute sprite work. Would make for like a really cool, like extended, you know, Mega Man one-off type thing, but oh, for one level, this is beyond, just too far beyond what would actually be, you know, wanted within a competition like this. Also, why bother? I mean, I guess it did say that this was for knives and bread, but like, I don't know, why bother sticking to the knife theme, or the bread, if you're just gonna go away from baking anyways. Okay, I mean, cool to reintroduce the Uranus platform, or to use the Uranus platforms. It's cool usage of it, but it's, again, we're how many gimmicks and screens deep into this level? Like, no need to introduce a new one. Alright, I'll take the damage. Come on. Flip over. Oh, you're not gonna flip over. So that's just a one-time chance kind of thing. Alright, that's how these platforms work. It's been a while since I played Mega Man 6. Oh my god, and you expected to think ahead to press these. Yeah, no thanks. Break Dash. Oh my god, that is also so mean. This is a lot to deal with, to just not get stabbed. I don't know how... I don't know if this even times out. This times out. Possible. Too much for one level. Way too much. And you're supposed to time that out too? That's ridiculous. Like, I could have intuited that, yes, before I went down there, but, like, that is a lot to have to time out at once on a delay that is not at all, like, the player is not at all acclimated to doing. Couldn't just be enough to have to, you know, troll and get back to the original energy element. No, you also had to have an extra 2 bosses, or an extra 3rd boss in here, as well as, like, tons and tons of instant death. And then not just instant death, but also here's a bunch of extremely painful items, or extremely painful hazards that may very well lead to your instant death. Then, I don't know the timing on this. Can I sneak a Mafia Goon down there? Alright, that makes that way easier. Okay, use my brain, not my reflexes. Alright, what's the 3rd boss that you've cooked up here? And it's Punk. Alright. Punk, but he does a hell of a lot of damage. Yeah, I'm done with the level. I'm not fighting Punk fairly. Okay, 1 damage. And completely completely immune. Great. Better not tell me he's weak to water shield, or I swear I'll flip out. Okay, he's completely immune to it. At least that's reasonable. I don't like the way that those two attacks can time into each other, because it's all too easy for the rotating spike balls to... You're planning to dodge them, but then Punk chooses a random height to tackle you at, and so your plan that works with the spike balls doesn't work with Punk all of a sudden, and you're just kind of doomed. Oh god, it's break dash. Alright. W-tank then. Not the worst thing I could be fighting Punk with, but still not what I want. Especially with the conveyor belt that very much does not want me to break dash into Punk. I suppose that's the challenge, but man, does it make just timing alone tricky. Okay, wow. Alright. What a level. I don't think that took me the 45 minutes that it promised. According to my stream time, it was fewer than 37. But still, way too long of a level. Someone really wanted to get all their Mega Man ideas into one spot with the fear that they weren't going to be able to do it again. But it was not necessary to do so. And also just really decided, hey, you know what? Instant death everywhere. I get that you might be a seasoned Mega Man player. In fact, I actually get the feeling that you are a seasoned Mega Man player. Play yours, Darko Hexire and Nintendo. But the issue is that if you make a level that's difficult for the seasoned Mega Man player, that no longer feels quite like Mega Man. That gets into the this is a ROM hack territory, and it's not... That exceeds what the expectations are for the contest. Even if I could still manage to have some fun, I can understand why some of the judge scores on fun are fairly low. Just because that did get really draining. There was too much of everything. It was unsurprisingly, Bakery Man was trying to get you to eat too many sweets, and well, you paid the price for it. Let's see what the judges had to say specifically. I'm taking a drink of water while I read. Bread and butter, had awesome twists to the previously introduced concepts. Yeah, like I said, they're like I should expand upon. Get the feeling, seasoned Mega Man players who made this level, but just wow, too much. Very cool concepts. They clearly knew how to make cool concepts, use them, iterate upon them in the true Mega Man fashion, but just way too much thrown at the player overall. It's nuts. And hey, surprisingly, there were no nuts in the bakery. Nuts are a very common baked item. This level will be pretty right if it stopped there. Yep, unfortunately, it's a case of no idea left behind, which doesn't work for one level. Basement takes twice as long as necessary. Metric ton of new assets and an extra element. It's still fun. Yeah, there's still cool ideas. Scrolling respawn? I don't know what you mean there. Everything else, base for seconds, yeah, it's way too much. It also kills the theming of the level. Split earlier, not later. Yeah. Charm is high enough that it wouldn't get totally boring. Level's idea of fair punishment seems to be copious amounts of death. Yeah. Mega Man's a game where you're supposed to be able to get hit a lot, not just die. You're supposed to die from getting hit a ton, not die from, oh look, there's pits and spikes everywhere.
So the utilities are disabled, yeah. Brown outlining on the floors looks solid? I don't know what you're talking about, Mick. Spikes can be hard to see sometimes. Yeah, I mean, they blend in a little bit, not too badly, but like there are times it's like I think it's like the spikes have camouflage, and more like there's other things happening on the screen that is making this hard to focus on the fact that there is a spike in my face. Primary solution for part of the level is to take advantage of the new suit's slime activating iframes to cheese my way past it all. There's a problem. Yeah, I succumbed to that at a certain point. I didn't want to fight all the eclair missiles. Plenty of brilliant ideas buried in here. Unfortunately, the level just didn't know when to stop. Spoiled, moldy taste. Oh, even Mick's getting in on the food puns. So a fun level we found, but otherwise I'd be dropping the difficulty. Yeah, too much. There's a ton of potential, the overall idea and theming is there, but sadly things start to fall apart when it comes to actual level design. For one, the platforming here is too punishing. Let's see, tiniest mistake will net you instant death. Yeah, pretty ridiculous. I'm glad I got the 4th token unscathed, but, you know, that was definitely tricky. Difficulty wall. I would say it's just a difficulty elevation, like a plateau. Just a very high up one. What is that called? A bluff? A grotto? A few sections that set themselves apart. Yeah, the bread and knives path. A very strong emphasis on enemy and gimmick synergy. It does. Different angles as you go through some of the layouts. Oops. Xbox 360. D-pad. Okay, if it just ended there, instead it ends up being a slog to play through to full completion. I kind of 4 split pads into energy elements. A lot of effort put into the visuals here. Yeah, the sudden theme from baked goods to suits and business attire and knives is confusing. Spikes, again, maybe it's just me, but routinely smacked into them on accident in my first playthrough. Yeah. I have the issue on subsequent runs. This was way after my first time playing the level, so I'm fully willing to admit this was probably just a me problem at the time. No, it speaks to the fact that once you actually get hit with the spike, you're not going to forget it. Your brain's actually going to place importance on that spot. It's not a problem with the spike blending in. It's the problem with there's too much things going on for me to actually look ahead and find the spike. Stage feeling a bit disappointed. Yeah, good concept in here, but marred by just overwhelmingly too much. Neat aesthetic, only good thing I could say about the level. That's the only great, perfect thing I can say about the level. Everything else has some bumps in it. Yeah, because the elements no longer look like their original counterparts, I think that's... I mean, one judge comment saying that is not the end of the world. But I'm pretty sure the whole idea with the judging of these contests is that it's meant to be that no matter what you do, the challenge ends up still being recognizable because that's what makes a good Mega Man level. Re-spriting the original counterpart should not be a factor in it. If you've done that, then that means that your design is not great. Spikes also look a lot more like stage decorations than something dangerous. Split paths, yada yada, yep. A little too much. Feel unfocused. I think maybe with the second split paths, yeah, the first split paths, no, it felt still pretty focused. Throughout the stage, everything is very unforgiving. Most sections are filled with instant death via pits, spikes, or platforms crushing you. Each time you respawn in one part, making each reattempt feel tedious? I did not notice that. I mean, that's maybe the spring eclair part, but that spike trap, you know what I'm talking about, hidden away with minimal warning at the end of a tough section. Yeah, no, it's not cool. It is BS. It jump scares you before you can even read the careful on the top of the screen, because why would you stop if you don't see any problems or see any hazards in front of you? Bosses are just powered up version of their original engine counterparts with extra attacks and arenas that actively hinder you. They'll do brutal damage, so it's a perfect gatekeeper for any exhausted players who made it this far after playing through those atrocious sections. It's an extremely unfun stage. I like the powered up versions of the boss, but yeah, I was not about to fight Punk again at the very end of all that. It was, Fleshman85 now presents Recipe for Bakery Man. In a 20x9 grid, assemble 75 screens, 2.5 levels, into a comfortable alternating pattern of linear and divided paths with checkpoints at regular intervals. Decorate with fun, colorful graphics and helpful signage. Blend spikes in the background so they're hard to notice. Optionally, outline solid objects with a border that interferes with the player's ability to judge distances when jumping. Let your creativity run wild and redesign as many delicate assets as possible to fit the theme. Toasters, cake frosting, rolling pins, croissants, secret cupcakes, and a donut snail are especially delightful. If your confection begins to look like a power plant or laundromat, it's time to stop. Roll out a focused challenge arc for each area, shape the learning curve to appear inviting to newcomers, and smear it around with new concepts and combinations that demand immediate attention. Some options include a confusingly rapid succession of cakes and pies, a cumbersome chocolate fountain that looks like background decoration, switching to the wrong screen, and being unexpectedly impaled on a suit jacket. A light sprinkling of precise challenges is optimal, but feel free to dump an entire container if you're only making this for yourself. Note that large amounts of instant death should be offset by Rush Bike and Rush Jet, otherwise a skip teleporter may form. To finish, add peppy music. One main tune is fine, but changing to a second tune after a fake ending would add more flavor. Garnish with charmingly quirky humor. Serve immediately without getting other people to taste it first. Tasters always complain about excessive load times, unsafe screen transitions, inconsistently labeled bottomless pits, boss projectiles that don't disappear with the boss, and pie that disappears if you leave the screen and come back. Makes 2 servings, but you'll probably only want 1. Wonder how long it took Flashman to write that one. That was pretty funny. My first playthrough, getting the element on the upper path. For a while, my comment document the notes for this stage. The notes that get expanded to full comments were simply 3 choice words. Blank this level. Place the word blank with whatever comes to mind after playing this level, and I'm sure you'll find it. Let's see. Even the positives are outweighed. Yeah, agreed. Theme is cute. All the rethemed enemies are cute. This level should be adorable, and the aesthetic should be a hit. Blends together. Yeah, there's just too many cakes and pies to just wrap your head around at a certain point. I mean, gimmick variance is way too subtle to tell apart. Being pelted by cake or whatever the fudge that final upper path is throwing at you. Spikes are hard to see. The background has detailing that tricks the eye. I never noticed that. Spike should really stick out more. Not go around the Reckon? Okay. More or less giving up on the stage after a good score, as I lost goodwill by the end. Yeah. Oh, Ace Spark got pissed off by the first boss, huh? Alright, I get a little bit of that. I don't get that entirely. Same, yes, gimmicks are different, but at its core, the stage is all the same. Every path, jumps that are tight, combined with hitbox distance and visual clutter, enemies constantly pelting you from off-screen as you try to navigate around moving solid platforms that inexplicably crush you, despite very much not looking so. Yeah. Checkpoints that are so instant death heavy. Yup. I'd give this entire comment the useful treatment if I really wanted to, but let's be honest here, its issues keep cropping up repeatedly just in new and subtle ways. I ain't replaying this again. Both elements were enough. Well, I'm glad I got everything on 2 tries. Oh, wow, yeah, that... Oh, I feel a little nauseous, honestly, after beating that level. Like, I'm closing my eyes right now and just rubbing my head a little bit. There was just... I stared at a level that was very bright, and then very dark, and then very bright again, and then a whole bunch of comments that are just text walls for, like, the last solid 45 minutes. My eyes are tired already. Take a drink of water and then we can move on to the next stage. Alright, come on. 128. Mega Man Dev by Prince Myriad. Alright, what's this one got to offer? It at least has higher fun scores, so that's something to look forward to. Alright, and 5 tokens. Alright, time for a collectathon. Someone who didn't know how to stop putting in secrets to the level. Dr. Wily Log 111164000. Okay. Let's see, now with this new preservation technology that blew Terp Mega Man will be history. Why would preservation technology stop Mega Man? Alright. It's cute to introduce the enemy, but there's nothing really usable about that. That didn't turn into it. Oh my god, the sound effect for that enemy is so loud. Please, God, get rid of you before my ears have to endure it again. Yeah, no, those drill things at the start, there's no way those are actually going to get reused, as the level goes on. Like, okay. That was free. Cool. Signage, what do you have to say? The absurd programming for the robots is incredible. Cool Bomb Man hardly knew what hit him. Observed programming from other robots. Isn't just that the Wily Revive machine from the last several games? This is not a pit? Oh, this is not a pit. Okay. Wouldn't have known. Alright, those guys came back, but there was no reason to make a big platform out of them in the beginning. Okay. Hello? Why is there invisible wall here? It doesn't actually affect the challenge here in any way, but it certainly makes things more confusing. Okay, and that thing is a vulnerable alarm. Alright, interesting idea for an enemy. A bit tedious to fight, very tedious to fight Buster only. Oh my god, how much health does this thing have? Okay, finally, jeez. Alright, I guess it was supposed to be a mid-boss, so not too bad, but still. Alright, I mean, why bother putting a token there if there's no challenge to it, or it's not even hidden? Both these type stopper schematics work. Suppose Cossack wouldn't mind a small visit. Okay. Which path's gonna be the secret? Who knows? I don't know. Left? Oh, goodness. You know, I kind of knew that wouldn't work, but I decided to go with it anyways. Oh, and... checkpoint yet? Really? Alright. I suppose it didn't necessarily need one that soon, but... I don't know. Maybe my patience is just exhausted from the previous level. I'm not fighting this thing on even ground again. Just Laser Trident. Be gone. Laser Trident's the be gone button, and we need to treat it as such. Alright. That looked maybe like it was progress. What's behind the fake door here? Oh, okay, so this is the not progress. Okay, I am happy that, at the very least, the fact that the designer introduced the fact that you can stand on these things is coming back to the stage. I was getting kind of worried of the fact that, like, well, maybe there's no reason, like, you're not going to be standing on these at all, so why introduce it at the beginning? Dark Manio is one of my better creations. Perhaps your abilities will aid Dev greatly. Okay. Yeah, 20%, not bad. Still haven't gotten them all in one area yet, thanks to bastard levels like X6 meme or what was it, Wily's Memory, was it? The one tier 2 stage that has 4 keys in it. Oh, that's where the checkpoint is. Okay, fine. I died right before it then. That's why I got salty. Oh yeah, break dash is the way to go here. Or maybe not. Alright, so I'm guessing that so far, boss we're fighting is gonna have to be a combination of Bomb Man, oh, what was the thing he's playing up? Bomb Man, Time Man, and Dark Man. That could be a pretty devious combination. Not sure if it's gonna work out. I mean, it looks cool as a stage, but I will say the aesthetic is maybe... Alright, that's a bit mean. The aesthetics overall are fine, but they're definitely not very memorable in any way. Also, this adds nothing to the boss. It adds nothing to a boss that is been in this contest so many times. I don't understand why people are really obsessed with that boss. It wasn't or that mid-boss. Like, it's fine, but it wasn't particularly that interesting from the Game Boy games. Like, honestly, you kind of dispatch it and then you forget about it. That looks like there's a secret down there, and I'm probably going to die for it without a checkpoint, but let's go. Oh. Okay. Alright. Maybe if I had used about 4% of my brain, I would have figured out why that was a bad idea. But, you know, to be fair, I have the Mafia Goon skin on the brain, so I'm not thinking about the fact that, you know, it's an ice wall. It's going to melt, fire. Okay. I'm going to try to use Rush Jet now this time, because... Oh, that's a solid wall. That's just a solid wall down there. Great. Also, while, yes, I'm skipping that challenge every time, just because it's not adding anything to the level. Like, I don't feel like perilously hopping between those ladders every time. It's not gonna do anything different for me. Okay, what's the blocks like this time? Ow. Love perilously hopping, true. It's one of the favorite hobbies of mine as well. It's basically... Well, I mean, it's basically the entire bread and butter of Megaman. Games and empires were built off of it. Okay, so what's the mandatory path here, and what's the optional bullshit haha path? I'm guessing that one up there has to be it, but... Which is the real crash? Oh, I don't know. You'll just have to ask us both in Discord to find out. Star Droid technology, you can't beat it. If only I could get this black hole to activate, but now Dev has everything he needs. Okay. Sure, whatever you say, old man. And I missed a token. Damn it. Alright, I guess I deserve that. Hey, let's make this more perilous for me. Ouch. Megaman's landed on spikes before. I don't think one's gone up his ass before. At least not canonically. I sincerely hope Capcom keeps it that way. Oh, okay, Spark Chaser, real useful. Get rid of all the trash for me. Okay. There we go. That works. I don't feel like dealing with the loud noises brigade. Also another... Wait, what? Okay, why would I be expected to slide under there? Wow, this is a long time to have to wait. And that's a very short time to have to execute. What the hell? Okay, is this one going to be shorter than the last one? No, it's not. Oh, wait, what? And it's still an invisible wall there? What's happening? Wait, huh? Okay, so the platforms are still there even if the invisible blocks aren't. Okay, gotcha. That makes a little bit more sense at least. Come on, water shield. Alright, water shield's pulling its weight finally. Oh, sure. I'll take a one-up. I don't have to get the actually dangerous one now. Sweet. Alright, I guess in case we missed all the informers, or the informational text boxes, here's the big spoiler. So what's this big boss that Wily's been hyping up the whole time? Alright, real intense gameplay. I'm pretty sure I could just win the war of attrition here. If I really wanted to. Okay, I got to slip. Wow. Wow, for a boss with such build-up, it sure did stand in the corner and die. It did. I just got to pump fucking plasma into it. What was that? That was such a letdown. I'm so sorry, Prince Myriad, but your narrative storytelling, it was for naught. Dev didn't do anything. Just stood there and died. Appreciate your submitting to this competition, but yikes. You're going to have a whole side plot where Wily talks up his new creation. You better make sure it's threatening. Alright. Now to go back and find the token. Oh, I see why the invisible wall was there, because that's what the mini-bosses do when they spawn in. But yeah, that's not great. Okay, so it was token 3 to the right, so there's one that I've missed afterwards, but before that next one. That's how math works. Just had to make sure that you knew as well. Alright, well, there's no secret down in that small patch of fire. That's good to know, at least. Oh dear, now I gotta fight you again. How many people that mob killed? Yeah, I guess so. It's kind of deviously placed, but you do land on the right. But, you know, that's the kind of thing that just devs end up not playtesting, and oops, all of a sudden someone gets mad at it. Okay, I'm guessing this is probably death, but I have to test. Also, at this point, I have a million W tanks. Just come on, the Magna Shockwave, get me out of here. Okay. Come on. Back on this screen. Pretty perilous fire jumping. Then this kind of mean fake out of a jump. Actually, yeah, Spark Chaser. Come on. Alright, thanks, Spark Chaser. Fucking doing heroic work over here. That's twice this level, Spark Chasers just decided, no, I'm going to actually, in fact, take on everything but enemies. Okay, so was my previous thought correct? There is something down here. I just ran headfirst into a wall the first time I did it. That's nice. Yeah, that's why invisible platforms can be a problem. Canada is a great place. Okay, Wiley? Well, I mean, I can't believe you're abandoning your true American colors. I don't think you're American. This joke fell apart instantly. Cut that bit. It didn't work. He's so high up, regardless, I have what I need. Okay, great. Thanks, Wiley. Bye! Yeah, overall thoughts on the level. Palette, fine artistically, not that interesting, though. Enemies lacked theming, though at least it did amount to just a few selected and not an overwhelming number or an annoying selection of enemies. 2 mid-bosses were cool, though I don't think that they were particularly... I don't know. They didn't particularly add too much other than just a bullet sponge to shoot at. The Met Cannon mid-boss just did nothing. You could just fight it the same old way you fight that boss every single time it showed up in the competition. No different. What else? The platforming challenges were fine. Checkpointing was fine. Difficulty overall, fine. It's just the end boss really fell apart. There was that Dev man or Dev. That boss did nothing. That boss was unfortunately just a joke. It stood there, it threw things from previous bosses at you, and you could kind of just charge shot your way through it. I'm almost certain that you could probably just brute force your way through it and out damage it by just standing there and rapid spamming the buster. So yeah, kind of overall level that it really tried hinting at the core ideas of a good Mega Man level, but it just didn't quite get there with the end boss not sticking to landing, and also especially after being hyped up so much, and then also the fact that the gimmicks really didn't iterate on themselves too much. They just kind of were thrown in, and they made good individual challenges, but it didn't feel like they got, particularly interesting at any point. Let's see. Unorthodox crowd. The majority of these enemies are distinct from the usual suspects. Yeah, I'll say that. I haven't fought these enemies 500 times so far in the competition. Only real plays I can give the unique enemies. Yeah. Levels rarely outright unfair, even with some less than safe introductions. True. Fine set of building blocks. Yeah, it's uninspired. It's missing that je ne sais quoi. There's nothing special about the level, which is fine. It doesn't make it bad, but it just means it's going to kind of be in this, the unmemorable mid-tiers. The trillions in the compound room, and the only frustrating moment with these introduction of the invisible blocks. Was broken. Oh, right. The actual, invisible block room with the appearing box. Yeah, weird. Doesn't do much of anything, even though there's a fair number of gimmicks. The weirdly relaxing atmosphere. Yeah, it's kind of also what I got. I got into kind of just a trance laid back state. Graphics of obvious placeholders doesn't exactly help that issue. No other bosses. There are 4 fights here, and all of them are pushovers. Skullwalker's attacks are a non-threat. Yeah, it is, but it's a good introduction to the boss, I guess. Better than just getting steamrolled by the second use of Skullwalker boss, and then all of a sudden I don't know how this thing works. But I guess that's how mid bosses are supposed to be. Yeah, actually, good commentary, Mick. That first Skullwalker adds nothing, and actually makes the second one less impressive of a fight. Move hover deflects the Met Cannon shot. Ooh, really? Oh my god, I didn't even know that. Oh wait, yeah, I did know that. I saw it once. So that fight was even easier than its normal iteration. Weird. Yeah, and Dev just stands there and shoots you. Unfortunate. Hey Siri, how many people did the mob kill? The mob approximately killed 7 million people. they're actually worse than, well, a certain demonetized figure in history. It also depends on what mafia you're talking about. Let's see. Really hurt you. Frankly, it's a big letdown, and while it wasn't terrible to play, I can't say I enjoyed it in the end. Rough. Wasn't sure what to expect. A little more than messy. Little design's odd. Yeah, some questionable ideas put forth. A good chunk pose no threat at all, such as the room with a single press-in that you don't even need to fight to progress. Think fast situation. Yeah, that... Count Bop, so yeah, that was a weird place to put count bombs. It was just kind of a one-off challenge that you just kind of get thrown into and expect to figure it out. Yeah, very basic reuses. Yeah, to figure out that you have to slide to get into that screen, there's a lot of ways that could have been conveyed better. You could have just put blocks on one side of this one side of the screen. It doesn't make sense to have to figure out that, oh wait, this isn't a fake glitchy wall. It's a real, not glitchy, just invisible wall. Kind of poor showing. Yeah. End boss is not threatening. Shield of Saturn Rings actually makes them easier, seeing as they can drop items. I didn't even know that. That's good. Can't help but wonder whether or not he was supposed to move at all, since that might have actually made it a little more challenging. Maybe move too much, then that would have been, like, way harder of a boss. Let's see. Bat, don't agree with the aesthetic choice here. I wouldn't quite say that. I think that the blue was fine, but that's all it was. It was fine. It was kind of ho-hum. It definitely contributed to the I'm relaxing now as I play the level. Stage takes place in a blueprint, hence dev as in development. Maybe. I don't know. It's a bit of a stretch. Seems amateurish. Not so many goblins, mini bosses. Okay, sprinkle some intermission things. Yeah, that fourth token I had to come back for the second time. It's just such a weird spot. Like, it kind of makes sense. Like, it looks obvious that something's wrong, so you want to go over to it. But it's not easy to get to. I mean, it is easy to get to if you just full send jump off of it, but then to just trust that the random spot where there's a black spot in the background, and instead of there being like a instead of it just being death, it's just it's an invisible platform. It's a bit of a stretch. Yeah, because Rush Jet killed me the first time. Yep, so I didn't want to go get it. He is just standing there, menacingly. Promise of violently assembling the components for a super mashup robot. Unfortunately, the level squanders that premise. Yeah, I was getting built up on, okay, this is gonna be a crazy boss, but then, Preservation technology does. To find devs somewhere, move all the text boxes out of missable secret rooms. Also, well, I mean, one of them wasn't an admissible secret room. It was pretty obvious that it was there. But, yeah, it definitely makes for an odd experience. I mean, what even is preservation technology? Wily's had the ability to reuse old boss attacks for, decades now, several games at this point. It's not a surprise that he was able to find stuff from Bomb Man and Blizzard Man, etc. for his own use. Bomb Man, Dustman, Saturn, etc. would make more sense, I guess, yeah. Zone sections, the one area where move hovers are used to cross a large gap. pits and transitions, inexplicably invisible collision objects, and challenge introductions. Count bombs! Dies in a panic. Yeah, that did get me. Safe screen transitions. Good checkpoint objects. Ladder jumping keeps getting easier. It's not even worth doing at that point, honestly. Unnecessary key door. Yeah, kind of weird. Questionable boss programming. All the set rings don't do damage. Wow. Somebody actually tested getting close to dev and trying to get hit by everything. That's impressive. It's a little highly confused. Story aesthetics. Yep. Effort put into the level. Obviously, it was not tested. Overabundance of gimmicks get used like once in a dangerous setting. Highly different in the maze room. Megaman levels use a few gimmicks and try to use them. Yeah. And just kind of a half-baked level. Nothing really too much not really very interesting. There's not too much to say about it. Place not works intended. Enable and fire can be removed with weapons. Yep. Dust block mans can also be destroyed. Well, yeah, that's probably what was intended with dust blocks, because that you fall onto spikes that otherwise would never kill you. So I think that was pretty intentional. Non-threatening to the replacement. Kumo seems to be stuck in the middle of the room because of broken collision. It looked nice. How spheric it was. Hindered by background being the same shade of blue. He did the boss. Much like the mini bosses, it's not boo, so it really hardly ever threatens the player. Yeah, add movement. It was weird just to have a boss just stand there and take it. Alright, I was like, Turbo Man, what do you got to say?
Oh, Megaman, finally, I get to see the person I'm actually rooting for.
Oh, hey, thanks, Turbo Man. Everybody else has just been rooting for my downfall. It's really nice to actually have somebody on my side.
Feels like I've only been seeing that idiot Presto running around with these gauntlets and showing off. Their ridiculous attitude annoys me to no end. No respect for the sport. I wish I could just ram straight into them. You look out there, Mega Man, because you're the only one who actually has respect.
Wow. Thank you, Turbo Man. I can't believe it. Somebody's actually supporting me as the player character. It's not me against the entire world. Mint Candy Matrix by Sir Sins. Mint candy? I already just got out of bakery, man. I've had enough sweets for one day. Candy? This doesn't shout candy. It shouts Matrix. It doesn't shout candy. Also just Mets. One-off Mets. Also, this tile set feels really, really dead without the animations. I get it's probably to save on some resources for maybe the Sir Sins who made this didn't have the beefiest computer or didn't. Oh, well, that's... Alright, well, that's a pretty rude blunder. But, like, wow, this stage feels dead in the water without any animation. I understand if you want to go for the Matrix idea, but it also definitely doesn't seem too late for you to have just changed the aesthetic anyways. It's not really screaming anything minty anyways, or it's not using, like, electric enemies all over the place, so, like, I don't know. What's the deal? But yeah, that was kind of a rude challenge to throw at me there. Not because it was necessarily too difficult to execute, but because I didn't get a chance to actually assess what the hell the sheepman blocks were doing, or I should have done with them before I got on screen. It wasn't a puzzle to solve, it was just a react quickly. Choose a path, one will kill you, one won't. I mean, the natural player instinct is to go and, you know, use the nearest platform, so I have to do less platforming. Alright. I like how you actually had... This is a way to actually make you bounce to engage with the snaky boss, but, also, it's just... It's awkward. It's very awkward to fight him and not get hit by a whole bunch of bullets. Also, we're already... How many different enemies into the level? We're kind of... Oh, badly looping music. So we're already several different enemy types into the level without it really introducing a clear theme of what it's going for. It's just kind of an assortment of Mega Man enemies at this point. Oh yeah, and also nearly Buster only. That's so much fun, right? That's exactly what I want in a Mega Man level. And let's see. Oh, what I was going to say there, beyond just the music looping poorly, I also just realized, why use Chillman's stage for this? If you're going to use Sheepman's tile set and Sheepman's gimmicks, then why not just use Sheepman's music too? It has almost the exact same vibe as Chillman's music, so why not just go for it? But this snake boss is even easier. Why make me fight the snake boss again if it's gonna be the same challenge? Okay, well these gimmicks are at least mixing kind of nicely, but very much just getting lost in the kind of jumble that is the level. This feels more like a rough draft rather than a full creation. And then all of a sudden, wow, the difficulty spikes up like crazy there with the timing on the platforms disappearing. So this level is now kind of wavering between I'm falling asleep while playing it, I'm being jolted awake by kind of weird design, instant death like that, jolted awake by weird music, jolted awake by weird checkpoint respawn in midair kind of stuff. And then, all of a sudden, oh wait, actually, here's a lot of difficulty all at once. Have fun. It's not the hardest thing in the world to time the Sheepman blocks, but it's still pretty perilous stakes to put one in. And Joe, again, it does nothing but waste my time. I have to fight him now because, I mean, there's no way to deal with him while I'm out there. So, didn't really add anything to this challenge. Just made me stand there. Oh my god, I'm also getting very sick of being crushed by Concrete Man blocks. You could say that that's part of the challenge, but it feels more unintentional than... It feels more unintentional than intentional, so it just kind of feels like, okay, I'm dying to poor design rather than my own poor execution. Even though it technically is just a skill issue, it just also feels like one that it's like, this was never meant to be used in this way, so it doesn't feel right when you actually die to it. Like, not even in the sense of, like... Hold on. Not even in the sense of, like, oh, well, Mega Man 9 never intended it to be used in this way, so you can't do that. No, that's the whole point of the contest, is to use things in ways that the original games never did, but... The Concrete Man's blocks were in an outside area for a good reason, and that's because they didn't want you getting crushed on them. Just feels weird to have them stuck in an indoor area entirely like this. Also, very kind of no theming to this level outside of just using Sheepman blocks. So just now we have a Quick Man on a flat background, or a flat battlefield. Stock Quick Man. How did this level make it to tier 5? That would be my genuine question. If I were actually judging this level, I'm going to actually try and think about what my scores would be, because I don't feel like this one should be this high up. Also, Tango, good plushie. Okay, so what is this? Design? Alright, so design... Yeah, lacking in the design department. It's not at least, like, hostile design, so I could... It's not hostile design. Most of it's very boring, and then sometimes the difficulty just, like, shoots way up for what is kind of, like, expected from a Mega Man level without, a checkpoint recently. Doesn't naturally build up to a certain challenge, or make the, like, kind of, yeah, time your jump to the Sheepman blocks, like, Doesn't feel natural. Just kind of like suddenly feels like, oh, well, here it is. Adapt. So, like, that would certainly lower my design score. It would certainly be lower than half for me. So, yeah, I guess something in this, like, 16 range is fine, in my opinion. Fun? I didn't have fun with it. I was so bored the entire time. I was either so bored or snapped out of reality to either poorly looping music or a weird challenge and just enemies that don't really add much to anything or that are very chaotically mixed with another gimmick. But yeah, low fun score as well. There was some fun to be had over some of the gimmicks working well some of the time, but not really. So yeah, I think I'm basically agreeing with Shinryu's scores here at this point. Creativity, not high. You just use sheepman blocks in kind of a new way, which is worth something, but not really much. It didn't wow me in any factor. It just kind of made me say like, yeah, I mean, I guess you could use them like this. And then the concrete man blocks, very generic. They didn't add anything except for cheap deaths. Aesthetics, yeah, as I said before, lack of animation on sheepman's blocks does not do the stage justice. Functionality, I think the concrete blocks take away from the functionality, like, honestly. I mean, it works technically as intended, but not super fun. I don't think I would go so far as to go to a 6. I would say maybe like an 8 for functionality. So, yeah, I did not like this level being so high. It does some fundamentally bad things with Mega Man. I wouldn't say maybe not fundamentally bad, but fundamentally just like boring and even borderline frustrating things with Mega Man. So like, ew, no. I would, sorry. If I was just me judging, I would put the level a lot lower. Probably towards like maybe top of tier 2. Sorry, Sir Sins, I'm glad you contributed to the competition, but really kind of a letdown for me personally. And oh yeah, theming just completely out just in the ether. There's no mint, no candy. It's just like, here's mint green. I mean, the Matrix makes sense from the Sheep Man, but there's no candy. It's not even that. It's only kind of minty green anyways. Gimmick execution's okay. Introducing them and then steadily ramping them up. Sure. Don't manage to feel creative. I don't know. It didn't feel that creative to me. And they were at least combined in a unique, like, they were combined and they were used in a way that the original game didn't use it, but it didn't interest me at all. It just kind of frustrated me about things. Big Snakey has some fanfare at least. Exception, he's really easy to take out from afar. Oh yeah, also why disable the weapons? I mean, there's barely any enemies in the stage anyways, and the magnetic shockwave is so poorly suited to the enemies in the stage. Why bother having it? Short stage, very little going on. Yeah, I think fast moment with some things, which is kind of rough. Playtime platforming, sheepman blocks. You jump to the next screen transition once the blocks appear is certainly different. Not exactly practical either. Yeah, kind of gross. Unpolished feeling. Yeah, you got that right. So you utilize the sheep block gimmick in various ways. Yeah, I mean, sure. At least it's focused on the gimmick, but sheep blocks alone? I don't know. Didn't really seem to do much for me. Candy. Nah. Blocks and rising platforming or eccentric gimmicks. Combination is different enough, but not very interesting or effective. Yes, those are the words I'm looking for. Stale challenges that merely look unique because there's a gimmick nearby. But yeah. at a perfectly valid angle that leads directly into a wall or pit. Oh yeah, that happens sometimes. And the music is still kind of offensive even without the looping problem. The music to me is just offending the fact that why is it using the Chill Man music in the Sheep Man stage? If you're going to not custom theme it, then like I don't know, just stick with the Sheep Man music. The music works there for a reason. Chill Man isn't that badly with it, but you're reminding me of the fact that, oh wait, this is two different Mega Man 10 things. Yeah, getting the one up there from the 4 concrete blocks and the Sheep Man block, that was actually cool. I didn't mention it too much because I was too busy being salty about being crushed by the concrete man block. That was cool. It was just... it was just... my mind was kind of overshadowed by frankly, the mediocrity of what came before it. So, you know, wasn't really on the top of my mind then. Great, the spikes actually pose a threat. Well, they pose a little bit of a positioning threat, but still. But if it was all spikes, then it would have been far too close, and the ceiling would need to move up. Hiccups, but starts to tell a story. Wish the level were a part of. Yeah. Sniper Joe's to a stage, making it worse. Yeah, agreed. One on top of the checkpoint? Oh, good. I'm glad I didn't notice that. Which comes alive whenever the sheep man blocks are utilized, every instance being a new challenge. Especially well, the final stretch. Combined with the concrete man platforms offers a novel timing challenge that doesn't outstay its welcome. I think it really did. I'm pretty, well, maybe just because I've seen so many concrete man blocks. Then again, I guess the judges did as well, so, I don't know. It still felt a little bit over its welcome for me. I was sick of concrete man. There's level almost entirely irrelevant, often detracted from the stage. Yeah, they mostly just stop you, which is weird. First big sneaky, which is a neat if out of place take on the mini boss. I don't think it was neat. It's too chaotic. The spring doesn't really work that well with the timing. Yeah, and then the second big snaky is here, just shoot me. Quickman was a net negative to the level. I mean, I would only say it's net neutral just because we're not supposed to be expecting non-dev kit things, but it just was kind of like there, and that's it. Could have spiced up the Quickman fight a little bit. Yeah, without the animation, the graphics is dull. Okay, wow. From, let's see, long levels that are frustrating to other difficult things. This is, Tier 5 is kind of shaping up to be more of a disappointment than Tier 4, honestly. Open, carefree, and full of what I'm made out of. This is way better than being used as a giant magnet. Who thought that hiring me to be that was a good idea? Yeah, you know, Wily has his ideas. But, also, come on, Stringman, I'm pretty sure you used to own this place. What happened, dude? Why'd you sell it off to Gravity Man? Okay, level 126, Froggy Gravity by Late Night Mega. Another 5 token level. Alright. Oh goodness, another skip level. Hey, Fragile Man. Unusually difficult. Count bomb gimmick isn't introduced as well as it could be either. Didn't know what's going on until late. Now there's a reason why I'm behind here. It's not pretty. Alright, well, I think this will be the last level. I'm actually kind of unusually tired for the night, so... Oh, well, okay. I'm glad I checked for behind that. But still, that would not have been well communicated if I hadn't just gone through the skip teleporter, where they used that graphic, but... Toadman has escaped and is building an army of nightmare frogs. Ooh, nightmare frogs. Intercept any transitions? Well, you didn't really intercept it. You just kinda paired your message up with it. Alright, I guess this at least explains the gimmick well. That's good gimmick introduction. I'll give you that. Although now I'm probably going to be looking through the entire time, trying to find hidden tokens behind these. There's no way you just left it at 1. Also, I'm getting paranoid that there's just going to be a bottomless pit behind some of these. Alright, the frogs are becoming kind of a nightmare, not because of the damage they output, but just because of how many of them there are. Oh, yep, see? And there had to be another secret token, too. Maybe it's just the fact that I'm not the biggest Mega Man 2 fan, but I'm very sick of seeing these frogs already. Like, they're kind of irritating. Okay, how does this cotton bomb gimmick work? Okay, I guess that it's kind of a hidden from... We'll figure it out. But, yeah, maybe it's just because I don't really enjoy Mega Man 2 all that much, but... Honestly, needing to see these frog enemies again is... I don't like them. I didn't like them in their original adaptation just because here's a ton of small platforms. Oh, damn it. Or here's a ton of small enemies coming at you that just are gonna repeatedly keep respawning. It's like, okay, this enemy is just making busy work for me to do. It's not actually providing, you know, a solid thing that I want to try and avoid. It's making a solid thing that I want to just try and face tank my way through. I get what's happening with the count bombs, at the very least. It's just mirroring, you know, whatever pattern you already see. Which, you know, that's decent enough, I guess. But, I could see some people finding it unclear. Okay, I mean, there has to be something down here, right? Yeah, another token. You didn't need to hide 5... What I'm presuming is going to be 5 of these tokens behind invisible spots. Also, why is that bomb hidden? It's part of the previous gimmick anyways, where the count is hidden, so, like, huh? Very unnecessary graphical addition. Okay. Both requires button mashing and accuracy. And a very annoying respawning frog. Alright, 0, 0, 7, 0, 0, 7. Okay, a little bit too much going on at once for my taste. Is there a token up here? No, that's just... Why did I even bother searching? I should not have bothered searching for that. That was not only a waste of your time, but mine. And that's what really matters. My time. In fact, it matters so much, I'm done with this. At the very least, this dev decided not to just deactivate all of the cheater items, which I appreciate. Unlike some of the previous devs who say, no, you have to play my challenge if you're finding it too tedious. The goal is to make your challenges good, but not so tedious that people want to skip over them. Because it's wasting their time. Alright. I'm also sick of seeing this enemy. Oh, and you made it immune to this. Okay. Not something over there, but something down here. Sure, why not? Hey, Dr. Light, what's up? Yeah, good job overcoming Toadman's green screen effect. Oh, that was the joke behind it? Yeah, it didn't feel... That's not how green screens really work. Give you advice from Dr. Light, but don't worry, I'll help you understand the gravity of the situation. And no kidding, it's Toadman, like, duh. Okay. Now it's invisible gravity switching. Sure. Okay, well, now it's just getting confusing. Because why are these things hiding up where the gravity switch is? Because, like, yeah, it makes, like, intuitive sense, I guess, where the gravity switches are going to be. But then, like, that one. You can jump into that one. It doesn't do anything. It's just reusing the graphics that have already been in place for the stage so far. And just completely reuses it for a different and unnecessary purpose. I don't feel like that's a very strong use of this. Is that coming? Okay, nope, shield attacker fucked off. He also didn't feel like being a part of this anymore. Oh, come on, you're gonna make me hunt for a key now, too? Okay, at least it was in the obvious enemy. Okay, and we'll have to come back for you. Like, that's a fine token challenge. It's just one that I'm currently frustrated with the gimmick enough to where it's like, why do I have to go and do this? Okay. This is running on faith that there's going to be a chance to get the token to reverse my gravity on the next screen and do this fairly and squarely. I don't think I'm really interested in chancing that, so let's just get the token and get out. I don't know why I thought that would work. That is definitely way too far to try, but... Yeah, see, in the screen transition, well, hold on, maybe the screen transition works after you fight the Mecha Caro again. I mean, okay, this is an interesting remix of Mecha Caro, I'll give you that. Gravity switching actually... It gives you something to do. I was getting hype about it, and then I just realized how little Mecha Caro's actually doing to me, or whatever its actual name is. I just kind of got to stand there. Okay, so I couldn't go back to that previous screen, so it was bait that I would be able to go and get that token. And then... wait. So what? Why did that... I guess just so I can get some weapon energy? I don't know. That's a very weird, quote-unquote, alternative path to give me. 619. Okay, I'm guessing the count bomb gimmick is back. Also, that looks like a suspicious floor. Proto Man. Oh, well, the mystery is up. Okay. 90210. All right. References. I don't know how I touched that shield attacker. That was not intentional. That was very much an accident. Okay, so... wait. What's expected of me here, then? Oh, right. Proto Man literally just warned me what's expected of me. Because that's... Alright, fine. I don't know. I'm just in a very salty game design mood right now, honestly. I don't feel like it's very interesting or cool to have Proto Man just suddenly demand that you need to start using platforms. Especially when the checkpoint, you still have to walk a good ways back to get to it. Like, it's not too obnoxiously far, but for something that's off the beaten path like this and uses a very weird remix of the gimmick that you've established for the rest of the stage, this is not something I'm super cool with dealing with. Also, especially when you still have frogs being thrown at me. I guess I'll get rid of them this time, but... What? Did you really have to choose the Mega Man 2 frog and bring him back? I think all of us would have been happy if we never saw the Mega Man 2 frog again. Okay, now that I can think... I still died even though I could think. Does the ice block drop? No, it doesn't. Okay. Thunder Beam it is. Okay, come on.
do this. We're gonna be here for a while. We're gonna be here for a while, and I'm just as frustrated about it as you. Okay, do it this way, and then... Okay, sure. I don't think I can slide under that. I don't think that's how the sliding... Oh, okay, nope, sliding mechanics do work like that in this game. Okay, sure. I'm pretty sure there have been stages where I have slid under spikes, and then they have just, you know, killed me, but fine. At least we don't have to do that ever again. Don't expect me to remember an entire phone number! What the fuck is this? Nobody remembers whole phone numbers nowadays. That's why, like, address books aren't a thing anymore. They just automatically, like, your phone keeps it for you. I'm not memorizing fucking 7 digits in a row that you just suddenly spring at me. Like, yes, it's an evolution of your challenge, but it's not exactly a fun or cool one. It's just kind of a tedious one, and I'm probably just going to jump over and past all the count bombs anyways. Yeah, in fact, I'm done giving this stage the benefit of the doubt. It's Rush Jet time again, and you're not allowing me to use Rush Jet now, too, because of the gravity. Fucking excellent. This is actually the first time I've been tempted to use a skip teleporter this entire competition. That should really say something, considering that I was fine doing shit like X6 meme over and over again. Or like the Temple of Light and Dark. I was angry, but I wasn't, you know, going to skip it, or skip all the tokens and just collect them in the ready room. I was going to do it. This is just making me upset. Like, these challenges are actively not fun. Hold on. Okay, now I have a chance to breathe. These challenges are actively not fun. They're just tedious things to have to try to remember to go through. And like, they don't, like, you saw me there. The numbers on the count bombs didn't add anything to that challenge. I was just moving and schmoving anyways, because that was the best way to get through that challenge. It's just to keep going. Don't think about how long it's going to take the bomb to blow up. Just invalidate that idea and just move instead of actually interacting with the gimmick. But then you're forced to interact with the weird gravity flipping that's oddly behind just this green wall that also makes things hard to see, and you're dealing with enemies that are already hard to see because they're tiny and small and they sneak up on you, and then you're just trying to dodge those, and then you're also trying to dodge the gimmick at the same time and trying to not focus on the bomb gimmick, and then the graphics are also hurting your eyes, and then there's an entire phone number that you're being told to memorize just to get through that section. I'm very much ready to be done with this stage. Oh my god. All the tokens. Yeah, I did. Shut up, Toadman. Frog Spy Network. Okay. Were there 2 frogs? Okay, no, Gravity Man was the secret informant. I guess I'll give this a fair shake to see if these are 2 interesting bosses when combined. My timing, my guess is no. Yeah, I guess, because if I just ignore Gravity Man and just do damage to Toadman, that tends to work out a lot better.
Although Gravity Man's going to clip me each time that... Okay. Give this one more fair attempt. After that, I'm pretty fine with concluding that this is a bad combination of enemies. Just because two bosses are simple on their own doesn't mean that they make for a very fun pattern when combined. It also says something that once you just take out one of them, then the other is completely invalidated, and there's no real point in them, you know, sticking around. Alright, yep, cause see, it's just Gravity Man now. Before it was dodge Gravity Man and hit the Toad Man. Now it's just dodge Gravity Man and hit the Gravity Man. Nothing interesting, new, creative, anything like that. Okay, at least it seems like the wall destroying there, that if you blow up Gravity Man first, Toad Man just isn't stuck there for all eternity for you to just, you know, shoot like a punching bag. Although it's not like Toad Man exactly does much else anyways. Okay, Froggy Gravity. Alright, sure. Also, why set up Gravity Man as a mystery if you then put him in the title? Let's just get on with the review so I can get out of here. Yeah, a level whose concept I fundamentally despised, and yet here we are. Yeah, covering up a bunch of visual information make it needlessly obtuse, and especially when, yeah, it's just bothersome. It doesn't even really do much half the time. Like, not only is there enough indicator, contextually, that you can figure out that the gravity is behind it. Well, okay, no, that one's the only thing. You can easily figure out that gravity's behind it, so there's no point in it being there, besides it just looking ugly and you wanted to cover up the gravity indicators. And then just with the cover-up of the count bombs, which I'm sure we're going to get to later, there's no point to them because the best solution always just blast right through, or the bomb with the highest count is always in the most optimal place where you exactly expect it to be. Tokens, MaGMML3 map upgrade, which could have been prepared for since MaGMML2 had it. Count bombs, another matter entirely. See how long you're to zero, give player an obvious time frame. Tries to give you that info still by giving you a sequence of bombs and the timer is visible, expecting you to remember that exact sequence of numbers. In practice, this is so obtuse, I didn't find out how it worked until literal years after I first played this. I wouldn't say that. I got it, you know, pretty quickly, but it was not fun to interact with. It was kind of crap, to be honest. You got a precious little way of knowing the bomb you just touched will explode in 9, 0, and in between, unless you have those sequences memorized. If exploding in 0, you better split-second reaction time, because otherwise you're dead. But, well, I mean, like, just move on. The best way to interact with these count bombs is to not interact with them. Just fly past. Fight on these bombs, which, yeah, a lot to ask on top. There's no way I'm going to memorize everything that's happening in the finale of the stage. I'm just saying, fuck it, we ball, and relying on my reflexes to shoot enemies. Number blank sequence. I don't know what he's talking about, which one. I just moved past almost all the ones except for that 4th token. Countless bombs, some of the worst telegraphing I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of bad tells. End result, this whole thing ends up smacking a fake difficulty. And the entire level is still fake difficulty, intended or otherwise. It's hard for me to enjoy. Yeah. the end was both cathartic and honestly one of the better double RMs I've seen? No, I couldn't say so. I mean, better in the sense that it's not a complete mess with Robot Masters just throwing attacks at you that you can't dodge, sure, but it just ultimately comes down to dodge the Gravity Man, who is still pretty simple, and get you a couple times, but not that much, and hit the Toad Man, which is awkward because of how you're constantly going up and down and how Toad Man's not reversing in gravity either. So it just doesn't time out well sometimes. I don't think it's a good combination. Let's see, geared towards the challenging side of things. Yeah, a very fine line between challenging. It seems to be a recurring theme in this competition. A lot of people went really gung-ho with the challenge factor for some reason. Not too bad. The obscuring greens panels are introduced well. Yeah. The stage starts off by garnering a fair amount of goodwill, but then very quickly pisses it out with the Count Bomb gimmick. Not a fan. And then the constant gravity, and then just the information overload. Let's see. Like every segment of the level from this point forward is directly over a pit. Yeah, too much instant death. Large number of them, so that the blindside the player. Yeah, get hit. Small platforms. Frustrating section of trial and error. Flat. Wait. Some of the timers on the count bombs are either obstructed or just flat out don't exist. Yeah, I mean, I mean, Shinryu probably got the gimmick eventually, but, like, the gimmick, not the best introduced. It's a weird gimmick. And also, like, sometimes the count bombs that had no count on them were then covered up by the green screen foreground object. So why even bother doing that, then? Because if you have to memorize the count beforehand, why cover up the bombs that don't have the count on them? It literally doesn't make sense. It's acidine. You argue that not being able to see the timer adds tension to the platforming segments. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it's just stress and frustration in these levels. No boss fight minus gravity and Toad Man at the end doesn't make up for the previous faults either. Yeah, annoying fight. Lesser of evils. The frog is coming. Obstruction gimmicks, huh? That's a risky thing to design your stage around. Yeah, kind of bleh. Foreground obstruction is used, could easily replace with a background indicator for when gravity sits flipped instead. Naturally gonna hide the tokens. Could have been worse, but yeah. I just ended up started looking behind every single green screen I could to try to find the tokens. Not fun design. Throw fast airborne enemies or homing projectiles at your face that you traverse bottomless pits. Yep, sure did. Made the frogs that I already want to face tank even more frustrating when it's like, well, now I can't face tank them. They're small, and now I have to try to hit them. One token requires you to use Magnet Beam, which even said so in the text box, which is just wild. Why would you have to do that? Yeah, why make the extra hassle of trying to make it seem traversable without it? Just end up overusing it, and that's it. Gravity Toadman duo? No, I did not like it. Yeah, focus on Toadman, then deal with Gravity Man when he's alone. It's extended Gravity Man fight. Yup. One tile of Toadman's chamber gets cut off after winning the battle. Trying to be good, but I'm not going to pretend like I didn't give it a fun score of 5. Inoffensive visual experience. It's generally clear which way to go and what's a bottomless pit. Music fits. Challenge progression feels deliberate, yet seldom takes into account what the player has actually learned at any given point, or what the player actually cares to learn at any given point. I just stopped caring about learning the gimmicks. There was just too much being combined, and then too many enemies thrown on top of it. You could have had something to go for the puzzle element of this stage if you just kept to just the platforming parts of it, but then to also throw in enemies to make it super tense was like, it didn't feel like a satisfying payoff. It felt more like, okay, I don't know how I scraped by that. Let me just forget that from my mind so I don't have permanent mental scars. Like,
Any text looked like a glitch at first. A question mark. Yeah, that would have solved the entire thing. It's too brutal in a buster-only run and too easily dismantled by special weapons. The gravity session on Rush Bike. Oh my god. You're a masochist. Novel concept, satisfying coordinated boss fight. Oops. Amidst the eclectic assortment of enemies, the focused, coherent theme of concealment and surprise. Levels are low on the long side, but that's offset by regular checkpoints and power-ups. Cute dialogue and subtle referential humor with count bomb numbers add some much-needed creativity. Get the sense I wasn't playing the right way to make this more enjoyable, which, speaking from experience, indicates the need for a more diverse playtesting crew. Yeah, I'm not sure what the right way for this level would be to make it more fun. It just felt like just over-the-top information overload. Too much. And really? A 66 A spark? Alright. Felt nicer on a second go than its initial and somewhat frustrating blind run. Hide crucial information is so easy to screw up. I don't think that happened here. It wasn't bad because it hid crucial information. It was bad because there was just too much going on, and the hidden crucial information didn't affect my gameplay whatsoever. Just made things more frustrating to deal with. Expected of them mostly. The first half is better designed. And the second half, Strike Man enemies. Allows the die to a charge shot followed by a single lemon. Yeah, it smooths it a little bit, but they're still likely to get a baseball out. Use them, more awkward ones can be irritating. Several screens away from the checkpoint. Outdoors looks fine, if dull. Yeah, it looks unfinished with the thin use of green screens, not having anything on the left and right sides. Damn 360 controller. Atlas is the boss. Damn it! Yeah, like, Combined Robot Man, like, they were more interesting together, but it was, like Patchy said, it was just an extended Gravity Man fight where you just had to kind of dodge him a little bit more while keeping him in your periphery and then shoot Toad Man. Not that interesting. It does at least make Toad Man have the chance to do something, but Interesting stage, frustrating quite a few. Yeah, not me. Or yeah, me. Exactly me. Mars, give me some words of wisdom. Unbelievable, I don't see any landmines or bazookas or grenade launchers at all. And they call this a toy shop? Oh, you have a very violent definition of toys, huh? As expected from the God of War. Alright. Well, unfortunately, stepping into the gift shop did not actually cool me down. If anything, it only made me warmer because of how frustrating some of the experiences were here. But maybe next time I will be properly cooled down by the air conditioning in this place. So, thank you for joining me, and I will be back tomorrow night with more MaGMML3. See you later.